Hi, it's Joy, and today we're going to be watching Star Wars Rebels Season 2, Episode 2, The Siege of Lothal, Part 2. The last episode was very stressful ending with Darth Vader just right there. Let's get back into it. Before we do though, a reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon 2 weeks in advance, the edited version 1 week in advance, and let's go. Oh. Really dumb question, is Vader like huge, like bigger than normal because like of when they fixed him up? Jesus. Oh, Ezra. Ezra. He does like killing young Jedi. Bless them, I'm stressed. Oh. This tiny baby. So brave. But you can really see that as brilliant as Kanan is, he is the one that never finished his training. Fuck. Ah! Vader, get squished. I mean, obviously he's not going to because he's Darth Vader. But run now, run team. There is no time to watch to check if he's dead or not. Run. Run! Walking is too slow. If the whole team had run, we could be on the ship and flying away by now. Come on now. Fuck. Have they, like, how famous, like, I don't really know how the Empire structure was work. Obviously everyone knows about the Emperor. Is Darth Vader, like, a common name that everybody knows and that, like, kids would be terrified of? Or is it literally just, if you find out he exists, your life is over? Like, you should... Boys! Boys, boys, boys! Sabine! Okay.
A Sith Lord. The ancient enemy of the Jedi.
How do we fight him?
Oh, he's so scared.
Ezra, we were lucky to survive.
Have to smuggle ourselves off Lothal for a change.
Jesus.
Not a bad idea. We know the right man to smuggle us off world.
Not him.
Oh god.
But I want you to burn.
That will draw them out.
The rebels is a...
Now, Darth Vader is obviously an epic character, iconic, terrifying, but he's also just so pitiable when you think of all the goodness they lost and how much he lost and how much richer his life could have been if he had never given in to the dark side. And it also brings you joy because you know that he would hate it to think of someone like me pitying him. And yet I do.
Is one of you a mechanic?
Ah, that must be me. Definitely not you.
The refugee camp. So much suffering. Ezra?
Hey, kid.
Why would you ever think going alone would do any good? Do you want, I mean, I know he just wants to see what's happening, but alone?
There's just you and me.
Against an empire.
We can fight. We have allies.
Do you understand what you're saying? You saw what we're up against.
I so get why Kanan is scared and doesn't want to go back. And I can see why Ezra is able to kind of... They're both coming at it from such valid perspectives on this situation. And the right one is somewhere in the middle, which...
All ships converge on that signal.
Hurry!
Looks like they...
Signal is gone. They've jumped.
Please say they can't track the shuttle.
We can't help Lothal now, but I think the rebels can help us get stronger. So we can go back and change things. I think we should stay with the rebel fleet.
At least they discussed it this time. Everyone was able to voice their opinions. That's all crew.
There is a tracking device hidden aboard that shuttle.
I was concerned about that.
Deploy.
So at least it's not like on a planet or a base. It's just...
Code 121.
Let's all leave this shuttle floating in space and jump away, yeah?
Chopper said a transmitter activated on our shuttle moments ago.
What does that mean?
It means the empire tracked us back to the fleet.
Bless you, Chopper.
Commander
How many times has Ahsoka come face to face with him or been in the same area?
Move
Phoenix Squadron to intercept.
Just flee! They would never send one ship alone if he wasn't able to deal with this.
1 and 2.
Leave! We should never have fought him! They would not send one tiny ship if they weren't prepared. I mean, at this point, it's Vader just here to cause some chaos. Because if the whole fleet of his ships came, they could wipe out the rebels. By himself, he could come close, but... I mean, he's done enough damage as it is. He always was a fantastic pilot.
Who is this guy?
Ahsoka knows.
The hyperdrive core. We are dead.
Just remember your training.
Did he know she was Jedi adjacent?
Enemy ship.
There's something familiar. I feel...
Cold.
I think I know who it is. Back on Lothal, I felt something.
Does he sense her?
It's the Sith Lord we faced.
The apprentice lives.
Jesus. Jesus.
Commander, you need to get the fleet out of here now.
Mm-hmm.
Not abandon our command ship.
He should have fled the minute he appeared!
We have Star Destroyers in Sector 5.
Of course, he was buying time. You need to...
We have entered the
Chopper, angle all deflectors astern. The Star Destroyers aren't the one firing at us. Now do it!
I love him.
Target moving into.
Wait.
Oh, I love you, Hera, and I trust you, but I'm stressed.
Gotcha.
status report on the rebel craft.
They tracked at him instead.
But it's not the rebel craft. It's Lord Vader's ship.
You know we encountered an Inquisitor before, but this was nothing like that. The fear,
Yeah.
the anger, the hate. You felt it.
Fear, anger, and
It
hate.
wasn't like that since
The Clone Wars. No, I don't. But I do know that he will be coming.
Ahsoka.
They'll all be coming now.
Then we've got to be ready to fight.
You know exactly who
we must
he
find the
is.
strength to fight.
The apprentice of Anakin Skywalker lives.
I love how they talk about it as though Anakin is just someone that's dead and gone.
This is an opportunity we cannot let pass.
What is Ahsoka?
Skywalker's apprentice could
She must sense that that's Anakin deep down.
Jedi. Dispatch another Inquisitor to hunt them down.
Oh, great. Well, part of me is glad that, you know, Darth Vader's gonna go back to not doing anything, and it'll just be an Inquisitor because that is easier to deal with. Oh my god, this episode. From them fighting him at the very beginning and it just being like absolute, if they'd have stayed to fight, they would have been slaughtered and having to run, to like acknowledging just how powerful Vader is in comparison to them. And you know, you kind of seen that like Kanan was able to hold his own against the Inquisitor. Like, yes, there were points where the Inquisitor could have beaten him, but with enough adrenaline and fury and anger and just caring, was able to beat him. Whereas with Vader, it was just not the case. That kind of also drives it home why we need a wider group, because the enemies are only getting stronger, and if we stay isolated and small, we will never get strong enough to defeat them. To then the kind of tactics of destroying the rebel town, trying to, well, to them a rebel town, like the refugee camp, trying to lure them out. I love that we were able to escape, but of course there was a trap. It was all a trap. They really, the second they were like, there is a tracker, they should have disengaged that ship and jumped away. I don't care if an enemy craft is coming towards you and it just looks like one craft and you're like, oh, we could go deal with that. No, jump away and we would still have a command ship. But obviously, it was, in a way, it was fantastic seeing Darth Vader in action, seeing just how skilled he is, because it's very easy to kind of lose yourself into like the kind of I am your father memes and just the heavy breathing and the Imperial March, but he is still an epic Sith, just like he was a wonderful Jedi. When I watched the Clone Wars, to me, I thought Ahsoka felt the moment Anakin went to the dark side, so she would know he was Darth Vader. if that is the case, right, it's not like she's just like, oh, this Sith guy seems familiar. I think Anakin died. Because obviously when they talk about things, they talk about it, even Anakin, even Vader talks about it in the sense of Anakin is no longer here. I killed him. But yeah, his apprentice is running around. But like, it's your old apprentice, mate. You know, you are... It's just, it's hard on the soul to become evil, I suppose. So just that's what I wanted to clarify. Is she keeping it from them because it's just such a huge thing, and at the end of the day, all it would do is scare them to tell them the whole truth, and it won't actually help them fight him? Or is she keeping it from them because she is just unsettled and doesn't know quite why she's unsettled? But them sensing each other was everything. And just the fact that kind of he let off his attacks slightly because he wants them brought in alive, whereas maybe before he would have been okay with killing them. Now, is that because deep down there is a part of him that still cares about Ahsoka, that maybe thinks she could be brought in? Or is it purely because he thinks, oh, if she's there, then the rebellion is bigger than we thought and we need to get information from them? There's just a lot of threads that have been thrown here that tie into the Clone Wars, that tie into the wider universe. Season 1 was very much our rebels kind of in a closed off environment, learning about them and the way the world was now, and things are really heating up now and I'm so excited. This was a brilliant episode. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon 2 weeks in advance, the edited version 1 week in advance, and thank you so much for watching.